Well, I'm doing fantastic. I'm loving this
Yes.
batch of DDD. Like it's just so different from the first time that I took it. So yeah, having a great time inside the group.
Yay. I'm sitting here with my friend Tin, and Tin's done Manifesting Mastery course with us, Triple D, got some other goodies, done some Rent My Brain calls together. And I just want to thank you for joining me today because this is going to bless a lot of people, Tin. And let's start with you. Like, who are you and how did you find us?
Yeah, so in here, currently living in Toronto. So yeah, I've always been fascinated about manifesting, even as I was young. My uncle had this book called like Silva Method, something like that.
Right,
I
right, right.
forget.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
Jose Silva. Brilliant.
Yeah. So I was like 10, 12, but didn't get serious into it until I was in my 30s. And first it was about like law of attraction, but then up to a certain point, so I was trying the techniques and everything, and I actually stumbled upon you, but I guess at that time, you and Victoria were just like you were so quirky, and I was at that time so serious about manifesting. So I was like, what can you teach me? Right. And then I ended up trying everything and nothing was working. And still, I kept at it. I believed in what Neville was teaching. And every time I tried to dive deeper, I would always encounter you and the free Neville website. And yeah, that's when I told myself, like, this guy's legit. And I ate it all up. Like, I'm buying all your courses, all your programs, listening to your podcast, playing inside the group. And I've never been the same.
Wow. I so get it because nobody comes to us first. We're, and that's also part of my weird evil master plan. It's like, you know what?
uh,
What I'm looking for is people who have tried other stuff and who
mhm.
really want to discover, hey, it's the truth about you that sets you free. It ain't the gadgets, it ain't the gimmicks, and it's all about you discovering you. So, wow. So,
Yeah. Mhm.
so what happened as a result of doing MM, doing Triple D? Like, yeah, how have you changed? How's your life changed?
Like, you have no idea. Like, right now, just looking back at my journey, I'm tearing up. I'm getting emotional because the difference is just really night and day. And that one, that course of yours, I can't believe it's just $97. Okay. Crass commercial. But it's just that first week really changed me, you know, diving deeper into me, that noticing, and making it a habit to notice who I am being, what my thoughts are, what stories I tell myself over and over and over, the meaning that I give to everything. And so when I became aware of that, my relationship with myself changed and my relationship with other people changed. My relationship with my world changed. It was like seeing the world for the first time.
I'll let you in on a little secret.
Uh-huh.
So, as you know, we don't dive into manifesting methods till week 3.
Yeah.
Week 2, we take care of loops and help you establish love loops, which are just lovely. Because if we're
Mhm.
going to be loopy, it might as well be lovely. But that first week of Manifesting Mastery course.com, it's all about changing you from relationships, a noun, to how you're relating in the moment, a verb. And when we go from relationships, a virtual noun, to relating, suddenly of what was heavy, a relationship, this is the way I've always been, this is the way things are, all that internal baloney dissolves, and we start to dynamically relate and dynamically discover who we are in the moment. And that's why that first week of Manifesting Mastery course, is so golden because the more you revisit that, especially during the 90 days, the
Mhm.
more you really get, oh my God, like I really can change my entire existence in the twinkle of an eye.
Yes. And it only took me 20 years, you know.
And it only brilliant. And the big thing is you were ready for it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what? Yeah, that this guy's quirky. Yeah, him and his wife are funny, but it's like, yeah, I'm ready for something different.
Yes. Yes. And you guys are different.
Absolutely. You know, it's funny you mentioned that because when I started this, so I came to Australia. So I met my wife, came to Australia, stayed, and it's like, what do I want to do? It's like I don't ever want to get a job because they drive on the funny side of the road and they don't drive all that good. And I know some Australians going to hate me for that, but I'm sorry, right? So it's like radio. I'm not a fan of traffic, as you know. And
Uh,
it's like, what could I so fall in love with sharing that I could share for hours every day? And it's this stuff. It's the stuff that I've shared forever, but I've always watered it down and hidden it a little bit instead of really letting my light shine. And just going, screw it. I'm going to make a course. The first week of it is going to be like the best stuff ever. The rest of it's just going to expand on it. I'm not going to hide anymore because what the world needs is not more success. What the world needs is people being successful and not hiding. Because when you're successful and not hiding, you can't help but be successful anywhere else that matters in your life.
I love that.
Breathtaking, isn't it? It's that newborn, wow, I'm here and I'm now kind of thing. So, who would you recommend join us in Manifesting Mastery and the live training, things that we do, Triple D, Remarkable, whatever we got some other new things we're working on. Who would you recommend dive into
Well,
this?
I would recommend people who are like what I said earlier, like who tried everything, you know, like they know that there's more to life, right? There is this stirring, there's this satisfaction, but they know that there's more to life, and there's more to it than what these gurus are saying. I would recommend it to those people, you know, because here it's just delicious. Yeah, and I love the language that we use inside, you know, like in this community. So people who are looking for a fun community, you know, a quirky one, and those who are tired, just tired of struggling with this, because with your courses you make it fun, you know, and you make it simple. You're not pretentious, you know, not trying to make it complicated. And you know what I mean? Because there are gurus out there like using whatever words to sound like an expert or an authority, but here it's just like the one that I shared inside the group recently, inside DDD, right? Like that statement is so simple, and yet when I heard it, it was loud and it was clear. So yeah. So for people who are tired of complicated, people who are tired of delays, you know, of roundabout ways of getting the life that they want, this is the place to go. Your courses are what's going to help.
Thank you, Jen. This really means a lot to me. And anything else you want to share?
Well, a lot actually. Number one is I love you, and I want to thank you for doing what you do. And that, you know, for those who are listening, I just want to say that if in the beginning, you know, you'd be a little overwhelmed with all the chit chat in your podcasts or in your live Facebook lives, to sit through it and see, you know, how the community that you're building is family, and that you really do walk your talk. It's not just lip service, that you care about this stuff. Because because I hear it in your podcasts. I hear it in your lives, and I see it in your eyes. Like you really, really want us to get this because you know that life can be beautiful. Life is beautiful, and you want to share that to all of us. So yeah, stick around. Stick around because it's different. It's different here.
Thanks, Tim. You know, my my most private email address is 2020@exhostage.com.
Mhm.
And I really need to do something with all that I haven't done yet. Because the reason I do what I do is I've discovered the power of vision. The power of vision is you recognizing who you are and how this works. That the power of vision has you bring the tones of reality to your experience so that you become the pilot, not the passenger. The pilot is a very different view compared to the passenger. The passenger looks out the side window. The
Mm.
pilot flies the plane. He looks out the windscreen, right? He's just right there. And this whole exhostage.com thing, I have friends saying you should sell that domain name. It would be worth 20, 30,000. And I have not really used the domain name. I just use it for my email.
Mm-hmm.
But this whole thing and this goes back to what you mentioned. I love my people. I love what I do. I love this stuff because it took me from being a total suicidal wreck to I get to live in the most wonderful storybook experience ever. It doesn't mean I don't have problems or I don't get a little anxious once in a while or worry about something. I get to have that show up and dismiss it. But I look at what like Victoria and I have built here and what we're building here, and it's like this is being an ex-hostage. I was a hostage, as you know, and I had PTSD and all that stuff. And it is 2020 at ex-hostage that makes the difference in life. You finding the vision of tin, you giving it the tones of reality, you choosing to let you be expressed and exposed and expand. It frees you from the prison cells that we've all given ourselves. I just so want to thank you for sharing it today.
Thank you for
Thank you,
this
Tim.
space, Tony.